times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this.
Whip, whip, run me.
You gotta be kidding me, man. Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius, and today I am so excited because we are here with Casper Fox and the rest of Project Acapellion with Whatever It Takes. I am so excited for this for honestly multiple reasons. Obviously, the first of which is that this is Project Acapellion's first release, and this is something that I have been excited for since the project was announced. But also, I realized something today when I learned what this cover was, which is Imagine Dragons really just makes the banginest acapella covers ever. Like, actually think about it for a second. We've got Warriors and Enemy from Voice Play, two absolute rockin' ones. We've got Jared Holly's Imagine Dragons medley, which was incredible. Radioactive is one of Pentatonic's most iconic that isn't sort of Christmas related. And then we even have Casper himself with Natural, which was probably either my second or third favorite of his 2023 releases. So I don't know what it is about the Imagine Dragons style that really leans itself to acapella. Oh, and while I'm talking about Enemy, not just voice plays, but Peter Barber's as well, one of the wildest, not technically completely acapella, but still wildest covers that I have seen that does use some acapella elements. Whatever it is about Imagine Dragons, the way they style and formulate their music just lends itself so well to acapella. So what a fantastic start for this new grouping. We've got Casper Fox, Manav Sharma, Jennifer Glatzofer, and Tommy P. An absolutely star-studded group of people. I'm really, really excited. I don't think I have too much more to say about it, and I've been excited for this for weeks. So I think without any further ado, we are just going to hop right on into Imagine Dragons, Whatever It Takes, a Project Acapellion cover. Here we go.
Falling too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in his woe could be dangerous. Everybody circling his vulturous. Negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall.
That was sick. Just that, like that has had such like almost electronic vibe to it. That's super cool.
Everybody circling his.
And I love Casper hitting us with that big echoey sort of start again, kind of like he did with some of the other Project Acapella, or some of the other, 2023 Casper stuff that I worked on.
Too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in his woe could be dangerous. Everybody circling his vulturous. Negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this.
Whip, whip, run me.
You gotta be kidding me, man. You have actually got to be kidding me. That's one of the coolest bass lines I've heard in a while.
Everybody waiting for the fall of man.
I can't get over that, like
negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for
that. Like that's so sick.
Fall of man. Everybody praying
and
for
then
the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this.
Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip, word up on your lip, lip, letter that you rip, rip, break me down and build me.
What? Shut up. Hold on. Does the credit... Okay. Arrangement is Casper. I figured it was. Mastering's Manav. Cool. Dude. Man. Oh my god.
Break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip, word up on your lip, lip, letter that you rip, rip, break me down.
Man. It is so clear that Casper knows how to play to Tommy's strengths here, because everything Tommy has done in this video so far has been masterful.
They could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this.
Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip.
I love Manav's voice when he's up towards the top of his register. I think it just has a very unique kind of timbre to it. And like this kind of this is kind of the opposite of something I've talked about before, where for some people, like what sounds very resonant at the bottom of their range might be like mid-range for someone who has a naturally lower voice. This is kind of the opposite effect, where like for a more naturally high voice, like rip, rip, running through my lip, lip, something, something, words, is not very high. That's like right in the middle of that power range for me. But for him, it sounds like it's a little bit higher, which is cool because it gives sort of a different vibe and energy to it, even though he's not actually changing what notes are being sung. I think it produces that unique Manav timbre in a really fun way.
I was born for this.
Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, break me
Like rip chord, like the way he kind of squeezes through the throat a little bit, but it creates this really cool timbre while he does so. Like, I feel like weirdly enough, when I just replicated it, it didn't sound as good, but I'm not trying to say that that's what it sounded like. For him, since that is naturally up at the top, that sort of extra catch in the throat adds some character to it instead of sounding squeezy. He does a good job of leaning into that squeezy and making it part of his performance instead of it just being squeezed out. There we go. That's what I'm actually trying to say. Let's keep going.
down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip, word up on your lip, lip, letter that you rip, rip, break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes.
Yeah! Whoa, hold on, what was that? Whoa, alright, Jin. That, like, the way she hit the win of whenever, she really slips down into, like, a lower range. She really was like, whenever, like the way that she does that is really cool. Alright, I said whenever, it's whatever, obviously, it's literally the name of the song. Okay, Jen, let's go! Yeah!
Always had a fear of being typical, looking at my body feeling miserable, always hanging on to the visual, I wanna be invisible, looking at my years like a martyrdom, everybody needs to be a part of them, never be enough for the prodigal son, I was born to run, I was born for this. Run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, bring me down and build me up, I wanna be the slip, slip, word up on your lip, lip, letter that you rip, rip, bring me down and build me up, whatever it takes.
Cool! Oh man, this is awesome! This is really, really good. And also, props to Ryan here for seamlessly blending together in a way that I didn't even notice the first time. I only noticed the second time. Why I'm curious if it was just hard to facially transition, or if it was just one take was better for one part and then a different take just had better for like lip syncing for the other part, or what the reason it was to switch takes. But watch how seamlessly, like this, like the way that her two video takes fade into each other is really, really well edited and doesn't really like take away from the performance at all, to the point where, like I said, I didn't even notice until the second time. Tommy! That he does there is wild. That's just like really down low. It's cool. Like, I want to hear one of them. Ooh, okay. I'm sorry. I have to point it out because I'm so curious why. If it was like the lighting in his studio, or if it's just the fact that he's right next to Manav, who has like the whitest teeth ever. But why are Casper's teeth pink? I saw it and I wasn't gonna say it, and then I changed my mind. Because I'm just so curious if it's the like studio lighting or what. Because it really like, it's not even that distracting, but once I noticed it, I couldn't stop noticing it. Casper, why your teeth pink? And God, I really hope he had already noticed that in advance, because if I just made him notice that, I'm going to feel really bad. Because it's really not that big of a deal. It's just very funny. I love how, can we just talk about how expressive Manav is as a performer also? Like, watch this dude. He's not even in the front over here. Like he is just taken off back there, and it's so great. So cool every time he does it. I also love the creative choice of, despite Jin being at the lead for this last part here, I love the way they let her still be in the background. Like, they still let the two of them, even though they are doing background vocals, be at the forefront of the editing and just let Jin in the background. That's super cool. Yeah, Ryan, awesome work. Come on.
Egotistical, don't wanna be the parenthetical, hypothetical, working on something that I'm proud of. Out of the box, an epoxy to the world and the vision we've lost. I'm an apostrophe, I'm just a symbol to remind you that there's more to see. I'm just a product of the system of catastrophe, and yet a masterpiece, and yet I'm half diseased. And when I am deceased, at least I go down to the grave and die happily. Leave the body and my soul to be part of thee.
I do what it takes.
Whatever it takes. 'Cause I love.
What just happened? Can you figure out what just happened? 'Cause I can't. I don't understand. That was incredible, Kara. Did you hear all the pieces? Did you hear everything that happened? She's like, no, my head is too small for headphones. Like, for real though. Kara bit aside. It's because I heard and saw her moving over there, so I wanted to bring her in. But like, dude, what was any of that? Those bell tone, they're like, dum 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 dum, passing from right, center, left. Manav's like just.
More to see. I'm just a product of the system of catastrophe, and yet a masterpiece, and yet I'm half diseased. And when I am deceased, at least I go down to the grave and die.
And then when it switches to this part, like, come on.
When I am deceased, at least I go down to the grave and die happily. Leave the body and my soul to be part of thee.
I do what it takes.
Whatever it takes.
And then Tommy hitting with that same that he did before. So
Do
cool.
what it takes.
Whatever it takes. 'Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes. 'Cause I love how it feels when I break the chains. Whatever it takes. You take me to the top. I'm ready for whatever it takes. 'Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes.
That whole ending, I don't even know if I'll be able to analyze, but I'm going to listen to the whole thing
I
one
do
more
what
time.
it takes.
Whatever it takes. 'Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins.
The wholeness of this sound, the chords being produced, the entire melody is just so full and feisty and phenomenal. And ending with that, do what it takes. Like, oh my gosh, man. Unsurprisingly, absolutely exceptional. That is it, right? Okay, just making sure. Unsurprisingly exceptional. Maybe I think that's gonna be the title. Mark my words. That's what I'm gonna name the YouTube video. Unsurprisingly exceptional. That was so good. That was awesome. Oh, does Project Acapellion have its own Patreon? I don't think I caught that. Oh, that's awesome. Well, definitely support Project Acapellion over on Casper's channel, on the Patreon, all of that stuff. Please, please, please make sure you're supporting small creators. It's really, really beneficial. Go make sure if you liked this that you are, double check you're subscribed to them, and double check you're subscribed to me because I am currently racing Marwin to 25,000 subscribers. So definitely go double check you're subscribed so that I can win the cool points. All of that to be said, this was absolutely phenomenal. I do find it very funny real quick that I just want to point out, even if it like goes through the over the patrons, the fact that because I got an early access one, the automatically generated recommended video is just the premiere of the real release of the song I just reacted to. I find that very funny how YouTube works like that. But all that aside, that was a phenomenal start. If that's just the beginning, I cannot wait to see where we go from there because I'm just confident that as you learn your style and the capabilities of your fellow performers even more, that it's just going to get better from here. So thank you for the early access. I hope to get this out as early or as quick as possible once the full release drops. I love you, man. I wish you the best of luck with this project, and I cannot wait to react to as many of them as I possibly can, and any that I don't get to. If I don't get to any, I'll try to do something special with that as well. So, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Casper and all of Project Acapellion for a kick-butt cover, and as always, gals, blokes, and all other folks, I will see you in the next video. Bye!